today we are going to be talking about weekly reviews. So, what I usually do with a weekly review is get everything set up ahead of time. So, usually that's about an hour or two that I schedule into my calendar. If you have followed along for any amount of time, you know that I love schedule blocking. So, this weekly review is included in that schedule blocking. Now, a couple different people that do the weekly review that I have learned from, I have taken part of their systems and put into mine is Getting Things Done by David Allen. He has a bunch of books. They're all amazing. Definitely game changers in the level of organization and how you process through your paperwork. And also Michael Hyatt. He released his planner, I think it was a year or two ago. It's amazing. And in that, he has a specific section for your weekly review. So if you're interested in finding out more about their systems, you can definitely check out their websites. They've got tons of resources available. Now, what my weekly review kind of consists of is I'm going to clean up my area. So right now I'm working from home because of everything that is going on right now. We're still under lockdown. So I'm going to clean up my area. I'm going to gather everything up. So if there's anything left to process, so if there's, things that I haven't had a chance to finish yet, I'm going to gather up all those things, put them into a pile. I'm also going to go through my voicemails, my emails, all the paper stuff. Now, my emails and voicemails, I try to take care of the same day. But I have this really bad habit of, even though I've answered them and responded to them, I leave them in the inbox. I don't actually go through and delete them. So this is part of my process, is going back through, listening to everything again to make sure I didn't forget anybody, and also to delete that so everything is at zero for the coming up week. Now I'm also going to brain dump. So you've heard me talk about this before. Basically, that's just getting everything that's in my head out of my head and onto paper so I can go through and sort it, figure out if there's anything that I was supposed to complete this week that didn't get done, things that can be scheduled in the future, all sorts of different things. But the brain dump is a very important part of this process because you want to empty out your head and make sure that there's nothing lingering. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had this problem, but you lay your head down at night and all of a sudden a ton of stuff pops into your head and you're like, shoot. And you really want to go write it down because you don't want to forget it. Now, if you use the notes app in your phone, then of course the blue light comes on and now you're wide awake, even more so than you were before. So I found over the course of doing these brain dumps that it makes a huge difference in not waking up with them in the middle of the night with those thoughts. So if you've never done that before and you're someone that is constantly waking up in the middle of the night because your mind is racing, try a brain dump. Over a long period of time, it might help you too. Now, for the coming up week, so for the next week, I also am going to write out my weekly to-do list. So this is kind of more so, not necessarily client related because everything for my clients is typically handled within the same week, but it's about those projects, that I've been trying to get ahead, create a plan so that way I'm not, running to catch up. So making that weekly to-do list and kind of scheduling things out on my daily to-do list after I do my weekly, it helps me, not overload one day versus another. I also am going to review my calendar. I'm going to go back over the previous week, make sure that I didn't forget anything, double check that if anybody needed to be rescheduled, that I'd sent an email link out to, that they have rescheduled themselves. I'm also going to take a look at my 43 folder system. Now, that is a system from, again, Getting Things Done. So basically, that is file folders that are January through December, so 1 through 12, and then 1 through 31. So basically, it's you put your January file folder up, then you put all, 31 days of January behind it, and then so on and so forth. If you want me to talk more about that, I definitely can. You can also go check out David Allen's system. It's pretty amazing. It helps keep things that are coming up. It gives you a place to store them. So you're not rushing around saying, oh my gosh, I know I want to go to that conference. What was the date again? You can just pull that folder and be like, oh, okay, I got it. Now, I also am going to look through my previous week's planner pages. So every day I'm making notes about, things that I'm doing. I want to go back over that and make sure that I didn't forget anything. Or if there's anything that I wrote down for the next week, on a day from the previous week, I want to make sure that I get that on the next week's to-do list. I'm also going to set my timer when I do this. So I mentioned it usually takes about an hour or two. Now, if you're just starting this process, it might take longer than that. So put your timer on, make sure that you have a specific amount of time to get this focused work in, because it is awesome. It is so awesome when you can focus for an hour and get these things done. It's going to feel amazing when you start your next week. You're going to be like, this week went so good because I did all that stuff beforehand to make sure I had a successful week this week. You want to hunker down. So get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, silence your phone, silence all your notifications. So that way you can really get focused and get it done. So you can also sort your inbox to make the emails go faster. So if in a future podcast, I'm going to talk about how to sort your emails, how to organize everything. But for right now, you can sort your inbox by the person that sent it. That's not the receiver, because I'm the receiver. The sender. See? The sender. So you can sort by sender, which allows you to delete everything in mass. So it makes those emails go faster, because I don't know if you're like me, but I get hundreds and hundreds of emails a day. It's so much. And that's a process that we're continuing to redefine. Like I said, I'll mention that in the future. But for right now, sort your emails to get through them faster. So once you've done all that, you've got everything written down, close up everything, be done for the week, and then go do something fun. Reward yourself for that time that you've worked hard this week. You've also done that weekly review and it was amazing, and you feel prepared and ready for the next week. Don't forget to have fun, because sometimes we as entrepreneurs forget that. Now, fun could be anything for you. It could be going for a walk. It could be watching reality TV. It could be scrapbooking. That's what I like to do to relax. Whatever you like to do, that is your reward for a job well done.